So it's very simple what the Texans need to do about Deshaun. Lower the asking price. That's it. That's simple. So many people are saying, well, it's all about Deshaun Watson's off-the-field ambiguity. We don't know how long he's going to be suspended, if he's going to be suspended. A game, a season, a decade, who knows? All of that truly, as it pertains to the NFL and being able to trade Deshaun Watson, is not irrelevant, but it's not actually the biggest deal if you know the way in which this NFL has begun to work and continue to work over the course of years and decades. I'm reminding you all, 3 firsts and 2 seconds. That's what the Texans are allegedly asking for Deshaun Watson. Entirely too high.
Okay.
We can look at what the 49ers gave up for Trey Lance, number 3 overall pick. Essentially, they gave up 2 firsts. They gave up 3 firsts, but they swapped a first.
Okay.
We can look at what the Rams gave up back in the gap for Jared Goff. Moving up for Jared Goff, who was obviously well worth it. Number 1 overall pick, ended up taking his team to a Super Bowl in his 3rd season. First, in a couple seconds. We can look at what the Rams gave up for Matthew Stafford. First, second, some thirds here and there. But what it wasn't was 3 firsts and 2 seconds.
Okay.
The asking price is entirely too high. Assume Deshaun Watson had no off-the-field issues currently going on. Assume there was no ambiguity around whether he would play or not this year.
Would you?
Teams will still look at him and say, wait a second now. What is he, 28 and 27 as a starter, 29 and 28 as a starter? He is, in my mind, a top 5 quarterback, but they would still look and say, for 3 firsts and 2 seconds, you know what we can do with that? Because as I look at it, I'm not giving up 3 firsts and 2 seconds unless you can guarantee me a Super Bowl. And even Deshaun Watson, as talented as he is, and obviously I did not like his head coach formerly of Bill O'Brien, as talented as Deshaun Watson is, my dog got them to the playoffs. Got him a playoff win, if I'm not mistaken. At least he's got him to the playoffs. But he's not worth 3 firsts and 2 seconds. So before we even get to any of the off-the-field issues, and it's truly off-the-field ambiguity, the reason I say ambiguity, because we don't know how it's going to play out. All we have to look at, what is the asking price? And as it stands right now, Marcellus, Wiley, that asking price of 3 firsts and 2 seconds is too high.
It is too high. There's a reason why it's too high. I'll get to that a little bit later. Let me answer the question first. Up here, what should the Texans do with Deshaun Watson? What they do with every player that is on the roster that's healthy. Play him until he's suspended. We're skipping that step in rational thought. Everyone's skipping that step. I can't believe every show I watch, which I don't watch long because I don't want to give them the rating, but I go in.
4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes. Right? I'm like, oh, no. Everyone intellectually is skipping a step. You can play him. And if he doesn't want to play, then you don't have to pay him. I've done the research on this. Okay, if he's named the starter, for example, and he chose not to play, you know what happened? That $10 million of base salary this year, bye-bye. And then what you gonna do? Because you got 5 years left in terms of his rights on contract as the Houston Texans. I got Deshaun Watson for 5 more years. And if I didn't do him a favor like I did in week 1 and named Tyrod Taylor the starter and just happened to say, I don't know, the guy who hasn't been suspended yet, if he's going to get suspended at all, Deshaun Watson, the top 5 quarterbacks on our roster, and he's healthy. He's our starter. And if he doesn't want to play, let's play some hardball then, big dog. So that's step 1. But I like your take as well. So let's go into your take. Why is there an absurd asking price? Acho, if I came into your house before today and saw that suit, and I know you love that suit, because look at that suit. It's amazing. That's like seriously one of my favorite suits ever. And you're sitting there like, I don't want to give up that suit. I'm like, Acho, let me get that suit. And you're like, I am not selling that suit. There is no price you can pay for that suit. I was like, everything has a price. Everything got a price. And then you know what you would say to me? I don't know, something absurd like 3 firsts and 3 seconds. You would sell me that suit for 3 firsts, 3 seconds. It's an absurd asking price because 1, the Houston Texans don't want to trade him. 2, they love him. And 3, they're trying to wait this through with the NFL and trying to figure this out. Now, why is the NFL sitting on ice in terms of the decision-making of this one? Because they're smart. You remember when the Ray Rice situation went down, the NFL kind of maybe went a little faster than desired, the speed limit? 2 games. And then the public saw the video, 4 games. Public say, excuse me, and it got out of control in terms of the PR, in terms of the legislation of that moment. The NFL has self-corrected. They've learned from that error, that mistake. So now they're just going to say, wait and see. All this said, the absurd asking price is telling you what's going to happen if the Houston Texans have their way. Deshaun Watson is not going anywhere. Now, they're doing him a favor in week 1. We'll see if they continue to do that week in, week out, because if they don't and they flip it and say, you're the starter, oh, now we're playing hardball.
Okay, so I like where you're at. Let's take the viewers' places. I love this show. I truly do. For my NFL historians watching this show, let's go down memory lane. We don't have to go far. We can go down to 2017 and 2018. Remember the imagery of Earl Thomas being carted off the Seahawks field, giving Pete Carroll and the Seahawks sideline the bird, that one finger. Yes, he was giving him that.
Yeah.
Why?
Give it to him.
Why did that happen? Well, Earl Thomas was displeased with his contract status in Seattle. Earl Thomas wanted a new contract. He voiced his displeasure.
I get that.
So what did Earl Thomas do? He didn't practice during training camp, and then he finally showed up the week of practice. And the week of practice, he said, yo, if I have a cough, a sneeze, if anything hurts, I ain't practicing. Because if they not looking out for me, I'm not looking out for them. Earl Thomas didn't practice the whole week. Goes to Friday walkthrough, Saturday walkthrough, goes into the game, gets 2 picks. He was that good. Now, if you all remember, a few games into that season, Earl breaks his leg. Why did Earl give the bird to the Seahawks sideline? Not because he was frustrated with the injury. Because he was frustrated that he did not want to play under that deal because he was displeased. And he was forced into playing. Wasn't really forced, but he chose to. And now he broke his leg. Let's pivot. Jalen Ramsey, another defensive back. He was in Jacksonville.
With the armored truck? We doing that one?
Yes.
Okay.
He was in Jacksonville, and he voiced his displeasure. Well, didn't really voice it, but we knew his displeasure of being in Jacksonville. Not necessarily with his contract, but he didn't want to be in Jacksonville. So what happened with Jalen Ramsey? He had a back injury. He missed 3 straight games for his back injury. The day he got traded to Los Angeles, woo! Back injury is suddenly cured.
Good chiropractors out here.
So, if Deshaun Watson, who has the same agent as Jalen Ramsey and at the time, Earl Thomas, if Deshaun Watson is forced into the starting lineup, Marcellus Wiley, what I am trying to tell you is I would foresee Deshaun Watson having a wrist injury. I would foresee Deshaun Watson having a back injury. I would foresee something happening. And why should Deshaun Watson have some sort of injury if he were thrust into action? For the same reason Earl Thomas probably never should have played when he was displeased. Because now what's the imagery that we all have of Earl Thomas? Getting carted off the field, flipping off his sideline. Why was he in that position? Because he didn't want to be out there because the Seahawks didn't want to honor him. Jalen Ramsey was never in that position. Because he never chose to play. Deshaun Watson won't be in that position either, because even if they try to force him out there, Sel, he will not play, and he will be able to bob and weave the legalities of it all.
You act like they all got something in common. Oh, they do. Same agent. Oh, interesting. Mastermind. Smart. David, I like it. They don't have everything in common, though. And there are other images I have of Earl Thomas outside of giving the bird. Damn. Oh, bad ending. Here we go. I wonder how many years left on the contracts Jalen Ramsey at the time when he didn't say anything, but he said a lot. Earl Thomas when he was going, and Deshaun Watson right now. 5 years left? Anybody have 5 years left on their contract when they were doing all that? That's a long time to be doing. You'll get tired of doing that. All right. I understand the whole general soreness argument. Like, who hasn't been there? I missed a couple training camps before practices. General soreness, coach. You go figure it out. I understand that. But here's the problem. Other than the hardball play, that is still in play if they really want to go there. I don't know why they haven't just yet. Deshaun Watson is not a winner. Now, Deshaun Watson, hey, hold up. Don't you give me all that collegiate stuff. Give me the reasons to Watson.
Bro, that's the most oxymoronic statement. Deshaun Watson and not a winner. Those two things do not go hand in hand, sir.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Y'all think I'm hot taking up here. Is Matt Schaub a winner? Ryan Fitzpatrick a winner? Brian Hoyer a winner? Brock Osweiler winner?
Some have losing records.
Nope.
Some have losing records. Sir. They have losing records.
I add up their 4 years as the Houston Texans quarterbacks, and they have the same exact record. However you want to cook that gumbo, them 4 names, the same exact records in the regular season and postseason as one Deshaun Watson. Now, I know what I said kind of landed as hyperbole because it was said with a little bit of hyperbole. God, I know he's a winner in terms of his play, his dynamics, his skill set, but it just doesn't add up. It just doesn't translate. Like, that's not even a take. It's real. How does Deshaun Watson in 4 years have the same exact record as those 4 guys in those years? And you want to point to the coach. But then I say they have the same coach. So you should do better because you are better. I'm just giving you what the other side of the conversation sounds like. So if you're Deshaun Watson in this situation, you got an absurd asking price because they don't want to let you go. Mm-hmm. They haven't played hardball with you yet. The NFL is sitting on ice waiting for all of this dust to settle. What is the play? What should the Texans do? I'm going to answer it simply once again. Hopefully you understand this time. They should play him.
They can't.
They can't. No. I can see him not play, but I can say play. And then let the ball start to roll.
Let's play this out.
Let's play it out.
You are the general manager. You're all of management for the
Casario.
You're all of management,
Casario?
and you say, "Hey, Deshaun Watson, I'm Deshaun Watson. Well, I'm talented." You say, "Hey, Deshaun, you got to play." What? I can't, coach. My back hurts. What's your move?
Okay.
What's your move?
You ready?
Shell?
Oh, you thought Dak got a lot of MRIs. You think Dak got 2 MRIs in a day. Wait. And then I'm going to show that. Oh, man. First of all, big bank take little bank. I love when people want to challenge, but they ain't got it to challenge.
You have
Deshaun Watson will get bankrupt if they wanted to go down this road of saying, oh, we're going to prove that you are healthy.
They can.
Yes, you can prove that you ain't got nothing on MRI.
Just because the MRI shows I'm healthy don't mean I feel good.
Okay, X-ray on there.
X-ray me. Just because the X-ray shows I'm healthy don't mean I feel good.
Let's do it. Let's do the push test.
You can do whatever you want.
The push test.
I am hurt.
I had a back surgery. Trust me, they can find out where it hurts. And if they can't find out where it hurts, I understand this is horrible optics, horrible imagery, and you don't want to go down this road because this road will not only stain something that's already, let's be real, not in a good light, but also this is your franchise quarterback. I just never seen somebody not accept so much love in Deshaun Watson. And I never seen a beggar be so damn choosy. Deshaun Watson, of all things going on in his personal life, and you said we're going to get there, I don't know if we are, but whatever. That, to me, I don't talk about that because that's real life. Mm-hmm. Football's football. It's a game. It's a business. It's a sport. He got real life issues going on. So I ain't trying to make fun in light of that. That aside, Deshaun Watson, dog, you got the same record as these sorry quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, dog, you are a top 5 quarterback. Deshaun Watson, we paying you and you chilling with all this going on? Why don't you just play and then let this stuff, hopefully, if you are in the right, go away?
Okay, I'll give you 2 reasons.
Just tell me.
The reason I would not play is because I don't want to. And if we being real, it's childish or whatever.
I'm about to say
that sounds.
MJ said that this morning about cleaning up.
As that sounds, which is true. Think about how many times players are forced to do something that they probably shouldn't have done, and then in turn cost them. An NFL career on average is 3 years. That's it, on average. Deshaun Watson as a quarterback, his career will be significantly longer. Why, Deshaun Watson, would he waste time somewhere he don't want to be at? Okay. Now, pivoting that a little bit is this.
Okay.
So we can make it work both ways now. We can make it work, big dog. Like Texans, Deshaun, y'all can make it work. You're sitting here with 3 firsts and 2 seconds as an asking price. But Deshaun Watson's making $700,000 a week, $10 million this year, $700,000 a week. That means every day you, the general manager, look at Deshaun Watson, you are paying him $100,000 over the course of the football season. Deshaun Watson went into work today. He clocked in. Deshaun Watson will clock out, and he would have made $100,000. And what would you, Houston Texans, have gained? Nothing. So it behooves the Houston Texans, to go ahead and say, you know what? I'm done throwing this money to Deshaun Watson because eventually we're probably going to trade him anyway. So rather than paying him $100,000 every day to just sit here, drink Gatorade, eat a couple trail mix in the coach's meeting, and hold his helmet, we might as well move on from him. I'll give it to you like this.
You better give it to me, someone.
I've sold a house, and I've told you this. And when I try to sell a house, I'll give y'all round numbers so this can make a lot of sense to you.
Let's talk houses.
So when I try to sell a house, I could sell it and list it for $1 million because I don't want $1 million. I'm trying to make all my money. Let's call the mortgage on that house $10,000. I am better served to sell my house for $975,000 today than sell it for that $1 million in 5 months. Why? Because over the course of those 5 months, even if I do get $1 million, I've lost $10,000 every month for 5 months. So while it looks like I got $1 million, what did it cost me holding on to that house to get that asking price that I so desperately wanted?
Right.
When I could have just lowered my asking price. Yeah. No, I didn't necessarily get the $1 million, but really I ended up winning. Yes, the Texans may one day, maybe in some future life, get 3 firsts and 2 seconds for Deshaun Watson. But what's it costing them? At a minimum, a roster spot right now. More than that, turmoil, and even more than that, a distraction. So as I look at it, lower the price, get something, because as it is right now, every day you paying Deshaun Watson $100,000 to do nothing.
Okay. One, I'm your homeboy. You know that, right? Even though we get into a lot of, beefs and people love you and don't like me, and we still friends. Okay, let's make sure of that. I've told you before I should be your agent because I can see so much talent in you. I see all the things that you're doing, and I just know I can extract more money out of these situations than you've gotten so far. But that's just because I'm privy to knowing you and your expenses. I need to be your lender as well. If you got $1 million house and you got a $10,000 mortgage, what interest rates are you paying?
Interest is high.
It ain't that high. And right now, it's record lows out there. Everybody, if you can, buy a house right now. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about this house transaction because I'm in the process. I'm selling the house and buying the house. So we're in the same boat. With better interest rates over here, though. Here we go. There's something in that transaction, once again, that people don't talk about. They always skip this step. And I'm doing it because it's a new construction. It's called their certificate of occupancy. Okay. Certificate of occupancy.
Where you going?
Okay, you hear where I'm going. You can have all your asking prices all you want, all your selling prices all you want. You can say it's your house. House is pending, under contract, all this stuff you're saying. But guess what? Ain't nothing happening until I get that certificate of occupancy. Deshaun Watson doesn't have that. He's got this price that I'm not going to go and cross and pay because I'm Deshaun Watson. How about this? Is this a scenario? Be real. Houston Texans say, we paying you $10 million and you don't want to play? We don't want to pay you. Now what we going to do, Deshaun? You still eating those Snickers? You still coming in here talking about general soreness? You're not. I just don't know why that's not a reasonable step because it's going to hurt Deshaun's feelings. That is silly to me. All I'm saying is this. The car is not on 4 flats. It's not. I get it. If it's on 4 flats, Deshaun's on 4 flats, the Texans on 4 flats, don't go anywhere. This is a slow leak. We're going to try and push it to the gas station to pump this up again. We're going to move Deshaun a little bit to see where he can go. I don't understand why they're coddling him in this situation. The NFL I played in, if you healthy, you playing. Oh, you're not healthy? Well, you ain't getting paid. That's simple. Coming up, I should be a agent, lender, homeboy. Got some hype. Put them on.